March. That's going to be a good show. They'll play May out of Blossom, and then I'll get you to a Monsters game end of next month throughout various points during the week. 35192 if you want to text. I will have another $1,000 for you in about 6 or 7 minutes. So be listening closer to 2:30. That will be the next chance for you to grab one of these keywords and go fund yourself. Hey, Roman, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing well. Well, I was doing better about 48 hours ago. My wife now and I flew back from our honeymoon. Last night, we got in at 10 o'clock. We were gone for 10 days, and we got home. And
where were you?
So we were in Riviera Maya.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. It was beautiful down there, but yeah, we got back last night. My buddy picked us up in his truck, and we got to our house, and yeah, about 20 inches of snow just covering the driveway completely.
That's why I'm so happy that I have these dudes that shovel my driveway, because the last thing I would have wanted was to have driven back from New York and had to pull out the snowblower and go through I was like, oh my God.
Did you see that video of that little kid that was on the news, and they're like, "How you're supposed to be at school today?" He's like, "Yeah, I wish I was at school. I had to shovel all the walks around it." He's like jaded and is great.
He's already had a bad day, and he's 7. Yeah, but you had a nice time in Mexico. Is that where Riviera Maya is in Mexico?
Yeah, about an hour south of Cancun.
Yeah, there you go.
We had a great time, but I literally had to get home. We pulled up around 10 o'clock, and my buddy kind of just hillbilly snow plowed the front of the driveway so we could at least get up and going. You know?
Yeah, why not?
It worked.
Yeah. Well, mazel tov on the wedding, Roman.
Appreciate it, guys.
Okay, there you go. There's Roman.
So yesterday morning, apparently my across the hall neighbor tried to go to work, and she pulled out our back lot was not plowed.
Of course not. And she just tried to drive out?
And she tried to just pull her car out.
Oh,
she has a little Toyota or something, like a small little regular car, and she got stuck in the middle of our back parking lot. So there's only room for it's only 2 cars wide, and she's stuck crooked ways. So nobody can get around this car that's stuck, even if we wanted to. So I guess the snowplow came, and they were trying to plow around her, but they ended up just plowing the snow up around
making
this
it up around the car.
It was awful. And so I'm watching this happen from the 3rd floor down, and she's spinning her wheels, trying to move. And I could hear the guy in the snowplow was like, "Hey, I have a lot of other stops to make. I can't help you get out." And she's like, "Dude, you just boxed me in. You have to help. I don't have a shovel. You have to help me get out of here." And he's like, "All right, I'll be back in a couple hours." Didn't come back all night. Yeah. So nobody could get out. No, half of our lot wasn't even plowed. So at 5 or 6, she went back out there. She was trying to do anything. So I put on all my clothes, and I went and I was rocking her car out and putting salts up under her.
I figured Bobo would be
Bozo.
I figured Bozo. I figured he'd be out there toot sweet with the salt and
with
stuff.
His own shoveling himself
with his own special mix of herbs and spices to put out there on the thing.
Well, he hired the guy to come, but the lady's car was in the middle of the thing.
Oh, I see.
So he couldn't get around her because she was in the middle of the lot.
I don't care. This is not like a landlord thing or an apartment thing. This is just a city thing, because my street is supposed to be an emergency snow street. I learned that to mean when there's an emergency, you're going to be snowed in, because Cleveland did not come and plow my street. And so,
what is an emergency snow street?
I've seen those signs, but
that in case, if there's more than 2 inches, the city comes and supposed to bring a plow and plow the street to make sure there is a street where
the emergency thing is about the parking on the street.
Yeah, I was going to say you can't park on the street.
If you have the emergency, you're supposed to get you're not allowed to street park your car in case of a snowstorm. So if there's more than 2 inches, you're supposed to move your car before the 2 inches so that they can actually plow the street.
But that's not even a thing, because the plow didn't even come. No one could move.
That's also because it's Cleveland.
No one could move because there's a bunch of duplexes, and it would make no sense to park in the driveway because you're snowed in, first off, so you got to wait for the snow to fall, and then if you are boxed in, you're boxing in other people, so you can't park on the street either, so it's even worse.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
When we were sitting in the Poconos just watching all the coverage from the hotel room on Sunday night, they would go to, nothing had really happened here yet, but you could tell from the radar it was starting to. And it was pretty much whiteout where we were. And they had a guy, CNN or somebody had a guy in Pittsburgh, and the crawl at the bottom said, and Pittsburgh is just a nightmare city for snow because
so many
it's all
hills
hills.
and,
Everything's on a 75-degree grade. It's just a nightmare. But the chyron at the bottom of the screen said, Pittsburgh snow removal equipment on back order.
Oh,
It's like,
God.
Amazon screws you again. You're trying to get that same-day delivery
But it's also people.
on your snow plows.
Everyone's got COVID right now. So people are like, why aren't my streets plowed? I'm like, well, because you said Omicron's not that big of a deal. And to let everyone get sick. So that's why your streets aren't
Staffing
plowed.
issues.
Staffing issues and budget issues. I went to.
Mr. Plow!
Get out, you lousy season. All right, I'm going. My head hurts. I have to lie down for a while.
Yay!
Hello, I'm Mr. Plow. Are you tired of having your hands cut off by snowblowers and the inevitable heart attacks that come with shoveling snow?
Uh-huh.
Then call Klondike 53226. Call now and receive a free T-shirt. He could still surprise you.
Stockdale for Veep.
I now understand the joy and immediacy of blaming someone. I'm like, damn it, Bib! Like, I just was out there with my shovel, just getting my car out. I'm like, you know what? He's been in office for 2 weeks now. You need to get stuff together. You knew the snow was coming. Where's the plows?
Well, that would have been the preparations of the last administration, too. I mean,
Bib's in now.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that's how things work.
Everyone wants to blame the last guy.
He's been
Let's go, Bib. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I was like,
If
wow.
this were next winter, you'd have a point. But the guy has been in for like 2 weeks.
It's like, wow, I'm old now. I just want to blame somebody, and I'm going to
Yeah.
go to the top. I'm going to go to Bib.
I went to the Cavs game yesterday, and it was a true adventure. As I'm picking up my buddy, and I'm like, I'm not really going to stop all the way because if I stop, my car might get stuck. So I'm just going to slow down and you're going to jump in and we're going to keep on going. And that's what we did. And then when we got downtown, we went, a certain, like they had to push me through this one area, me and my other two
I
buddies.
was going to say, who is they?
Why don't you just go
Brian.
home at that point?
Because we were having an adventure, Mary.
Oh, you wanted to
We're
do
trying
this,
to,
okay.
yeah, we wanted to be there. We weren't stuck.
Yeah, I can't imagine your car would be good in the
we
snow.
Didn't, no, it's not. But we got through it because I had two burly boys to push my little Sonic. And we got there and we, parked the car and then we had to get to the stadium and we were like jumping over snowbanks and like it was ridiculous, but we had a good time doing it.
I was just
Fun.
surprised at
And then we got courtside seats because a bunch of people didn't go, so our buddy's like, "Hey,
courtside.
yeah, we were like 2 rows back. It was great. It's awesome."
I mean, you're never going to have a bad time with a couple of burly boys, right?
No, not at all. It's burly boys bring the fun.
Did anybody see Plank Jackson out there on the roads?
He
I didn't
was
see
missing.
any.
Yeah, I
We
didn't
had
see any.
we had a 4-wheeler with a plow in the front of it to get our street.
Oh, we were following a tractor.
Yeah,
In downtown
Yeah.
Cleveland, there's just a big old tractor.
this is what it comes
I'm
to.
like, "Hey, we got a lead blocker. Let's go."
I was
Alan, the
just-
city plow got stuck on my street. He backed up and went forward multiple times to get through. Yeah, well,
You
that's
can't
what-
exactly go give them a push.
No,
I
you
believe
don't
it.
want that.
I've seen every type of make and model of car get stuck in the snow yesterday. I saw a Mercedes. I saw a big, I don't know what truck it was, but I'm going to call it a Tonka truck.
Tell you what you didn't see: a Chevy Sonic stuck in the snow because I had burly boys with me.
Yeah, so many cars were stuck.
My brother from Kentucky, because my whole family was in town over the weekend, they decided to stay an extra night Sunday night and leave Monday morning. And
Idiots.
yeah, well, he's got a giant work truck, so he was fine driving, but it was just like there was leaving early Monday morning. Even the highways weren't
Yeah.
in great condition yet, and they had to drive all the way back to Kentucky like that. Instead, it took like 8 hours. It was awful.
I've got $1,000 here to give to you. You can buy your own plow or whatever. A chance for you to go fund yourself. Listen closely and good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword WORK at WMMS.com. That's WORK. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
Alan, I drive a Chevy Aveo. Is that a
That's even
tiny
small-
car?
That's even smaller than a Sonic.
I had to go to work from West 150th to Garfield Heights. It was a nightmare. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't. When we were in the city, when we were still in New York before anything was happening, I was like, because I'd never driven in New York either. But I figured that would make us a little bit more agile if what happened was going to happen, right?
Yeah.
We didn't know, rather than having to fly out and mess with all
Yeah,
that.
be stuck in an airport.
Yeah.
The amount of people.
But just driving around, you go, oh my God, how does anybody do anything when they need to? Like fire trucks, snow plows. I mean,
Yeah.
the city still operates, obviously, but I mean, as cold as it was on we were out on Saturday night, and there were a few people on the streets because it was so goddamn cold. It was great. We were right around the corner from Katz's Deli, if people know where that is. But,
Yeah.
it was fun, but it was very, very cold.
Cass's Deli, $37 pastrami sandwich.
That's
I
on
was
a good
very
day.
upset.
I couldn't believe
I couldn't believe that I paid for it.
Well,
it was
'cause-
one of those like you got to do it because you hear things, and I was like, "There's no way this is gonna taste good."
But also on Sunday morning, there's a huge line of people waiting in to get to Katz's Delicatessen, and I'm like, I've eaten there before. I'm like, the food is not that
No,
good.
it's not.
Where you're waiting in line, a long line, and it's 19 degrees.
Yeah.
Why are
forget
they
that.
that famous? Is it just one of those
It's
things
been there
that's
since
ar-
like 1880
It was
or
also
something.
in
old,
When
it's
Harry
been
Met
around forever.
Sally.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, it's just like legendary in the
legendary,
city, and yeah, I went there and
But
I don't.
$37 for a corned beef sandwich?
I'm not even joking. It might be like 27 or something, but,
But that's
it's
still
like 30
a lot
bucks
for a sandwich.
Yeah,
For a sandwich.
And I was able to eat. I turned that sandwich into like 4 meals because I'm like, not $30 worth of goodness, and it is huge. It's a giant sandwich, but still, it was not worth it. I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
We're also spoiled because we have Slimans.
Slimans, it's
Yeah.
just the best.
What jobs do you think are allowed to just say call off when there's a big snowstorm like that? Because I worked from home yesterday. Luckily, I had that capability.
Well, a lot more people, the work from home thing has kind of come back around again with Omicron. So there are.
I mean, look at the parking lot here.
Fortunately, yesterday was a holiday weekend.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of people who I think are back working at home.
Yeah, like back in October and November, this parking lot was basically full. Then Omicron comes around and it's back to, parked right next to the door if we want.
I did see that video going around of the guy that was riding his snowmobile up and down Euclid Avenue.
Yeah, I saw
I didn't see that.
Nothing wrong with that. Ain't nobody down there.
Right, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about it just because, my roommate, he works in like a car parts place, and he was like, I just have to call off. He was like, there's not going to be anyone there because no one's on the road, so I'm just going to call off. But then I walked down the street because I was stuck and I needed some supplies because I was hungry, and I was like, oh, someone's working the convenience store. So this guy, he probably makes minimum wage, and he was like, ugh, I had to show up here for people like you.
Right.
What?
Lost it. I don't know.
People are
don't know.
Oh no, my boyfriend! I got him a snowblower for Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
and I got it the week after Thanksgiving. We gave presents early this year, and he was all amped up to use it. And this is the first time it snowed, and he was like sending me pictures, like before and
He's all
after.
hyped up. He's like, "Yeah, I'm ready."
And he's like 6'1", and he had this little dinky shovel that was like too short for him. That he would do.
Not even the ergonomic kind. That's usually the steps people will take. They'll go,
Right.
all right, I'll get a new shovel. I'll
Right.
get that ergonomic shovel with the bend in it.
Yeah.
And then they'll go, all right, enough of that. Now I'll get a snowblower.
So I got him the snowblower, and he called me yesterday morning. I didn't know he was off work because he's a garbage man. So they called everybody off. They're like, "There's no way we're not going to be able to pick up trash in this." So he called me at like 10 in the morning, just jacked, like, "Oh my god, the snowblower works so amazing! I got everything done in a half hour. This is the best gift." He was like,
Yeah.
so amped
Come
up
on
about
over and
it.
let me have sex with you on my driveway's freshly plowed, and now I would like you to be.
Oh, it's so nice living in the condo where everything, like I just walk outside and it's all done.
Yeah, when it's done, that's nice.
I was glad that I had.
Like, when
I was
got
happy
up-
that I had put my snow tires on last week.
Yeah.
In anticipation of this trip, and I'm like, I don't want to be out there, because you're on the turnpike. Poundcake was rattling off all the cars that he saw slipping around. You see anybody, you see somebody in a Beamer, they're going 20 miles per hour. My wife used to drive a Beamer, and she's like, this poor son of a bitch. We're,
not made for
we're
it.
like passing him at 30 miles an hour because you get a couple of flakes on the ground, and that thing's fishtailing all over the place. So
Did it have rear wheel drive? Is that
Her
one?
car?
Yeah.
I don't remember. She drove a Beamer wagon right after we moved to Cleveland. And this thing, when we still lived in Ohio City, and if there were 2 flakes on the ground, I had to push her out of the curb because it was just all over the place. But so, yeah, like people are remarking to me, we have Canadian bureau chiefs, and they have snow tire mandates up there.
Oh, wow.
Down here, they don't have that. Up there, they're like, you got to have your snow tires on at some point, so people aren't clogging up the highways and byways. Don't you know?
It just, yeah, no.
It's just more tread.
Huh?
On a snow tire?
Thicker and got more, depending on what kind you get. Yeah, it just got more grab
nubbier.
on it. Nubbier. Got more grab on it.
Just from what I saw, the snow did not discriminate. There were big trucks where I'm like, oh man, this guy knows what he's doing. He tried to pass somebody that was stuck, and then he goes around, he gets stuck. And I'm like, well, we can't push you out, homie, so you're stuck.
Yeah, just because you have a truck doesn't mean you know how to drive the truck in the snow.
But
Yeah, seriously.
There's so many people that don't know how to drive their all-terrain vehicles.
Well,
In all terrains.
people were like going, and they were like, okay, we're passing through the snow, but we can't stop. Well, that's not feasible. You can stop at a stop sign. You need to stop.
Oh no! Yesterday I was not stopping.
They were sliding through.
We were coasting on through. I mean, it was nobody out by the time that I was dropping my friends back off. But it was just like, yeah, we're just slowly creeping through the intersections because. What are you going to do? Stop
Were you
and then
nervous?
Get stuck?
Were you nervous in between that time of dropping off the Burley boys and you having to get home?
Well, I had one burly boy that was coming back to my place.
Oh, you had an insurance
yes,
policy.
We were all set.
I was going to say, even he gets burly boys back in his apartment.
We don't discriminate at Squifle Tower. Burly boys, burly girls, petite girls, and everything in between.
Burly
boys?
girls, you said?
Oh, yeah.
How many burly girls have you had over your place?
I guess, okay, so not really burly girls.
I was going to say, I'm
his
going to have
type.
to call bull shrimp
Yeah.
on that one. Yeah.
I was eating snacks all day because the sidewalks weren't
All yesterday?
shoveled. Yeah, because I had planned on going grocery shopping Sunday, didn't get around to it. Obviously, couldn't get my car out Monday, and then so I was like, "What do I have to eat?" I had rice cakes that I put like
Plus,
peanut
you don't
butter
want
and
to you
jelly
don't want
on.
to do a big grocery shop before you're going to leave town
I'm
for
about
a
to
week.
leave for 10 days, so I'm like,
Right.
I'll just eat takeout these next couple days or whatever. But I had my boyfriend got me a small pack of Slim Jims in my stuffed stocking,
Yeah.
so it had like 15 sticks in it. I ate like 9 or 10 of them over the course of the day because it was like the only quote unquote protein that I had in my house. So I ate all these Slim Jims. I had
We got some meat sticks on the way. We were in the
Yeah.
Poconos, and we finally got a spot. We were kind of getting some gas and getting a couple of things, and I
Yeah.
grabbed a thing of
Little bag of
honey
chips.
jalapeno meat sticks. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
I think I had one of them, but nevertheless.
You're on your way to being a burly boy. Even
Anyway, I can finish that pack.
I'm a burly boy.
Burly boy, burly
I pushed
boy.
that car.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it was a great game yesterday, too. They won. Kyrie was there.
Who's
He was
they?
The
Oh, the Cavs,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was a great, yeah.
That's the
Kyle
basketball
who?
team.
Kyrie Irving.
Oh.
Kyrie Irving.
He's like, Kyle was there. I was like, who's Kyle?
Kyle Kuzma.
There was
He's,
a Kyle.
he's a
I'm
murderer.
sure there was a Kyle somewhere.
Yeah. So the Cavs beat the Nets.
They beat the Nets.
Oh, beautiful.
It was great. Fun game. Good.
Kyrie was
good
in or no?
adventures on the way getting there. Kyrie played. Yeah.
Oh, he did
played,
play.
And he played well.
Okay.
And it was fun to watch him play again. And then on the way back, we walked past the new iHeartRadio studios that are getting real close to being ready.
Yeah.
We got tables now.
Hey!
Tables and
Yeah.
chairs.
Yeah. Well, they're doing another studio tour next week, and I have to get in on one of these studio tours.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to end up, we're probably going to do half a show here on Wednesday.
All right.
Because I have to get into this spot.
Yeah.
I can't see it for the first time when we're going to move in there.
Right.
They're always like, studio tour. I'm like, when? 6
4
o'clock?
o'clock.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like,
We're
guys.
starting at
4
2 p.m.
They're
Yeah.
like, 4 p.m. Go ahead and take off an hour early.
Right.
Like, what the?
This isn't even the old days where there's a live person 24 hours a day. I'm
Right.
like, you got a few live people. Anywho. Okay, I got to take a break here. If you want to get a text for anything, 35192 to do that, and we'll be back.
The Alan Cox Show.